I'm Cornelieke. I'm from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the Netherlands. And I work in the Ministry on Women's Rights and Gender Equality. And I'm here to visit today the bar hostess, I don't know the acronym exactly, association, because we do a lot of work with sex workers. We support sex workers' rights in the Netherlands, and we are very supportive of self-led sex workers all over the world. And it's been really an honor to be here, and I'm very, very impressed with the work of the organization here and the way they reach out to so many sex workers in Nairobi and providing services, but also helping and helping people, doing advocacy on sex workers' rights. And it's an honor to be here, and I'm really, really looking forward to the football match we are about to have.
So right now, as you've come in Kenya,
yes,
you're having a lot of gender-based violence.
Yes.
I don't know if the same meaning applies in where you come from, or if you've done a study of Kenya with gender-based violence. What can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I think gender-based violence is very persuasive. There's no country in the world where that is free of gender-based violence. So also in the Netherlands, I think the statistics are really horrible. 1 out of 3 women has experienced gender-based violence once in the lifetime. So the same is, happening in the Netherlands. Maybe less visual. We do see a strong correlation between poverty and gender-based violence, alcohol misuse, gender-based violence, unemployment, gender-based violence. So there's a lot of it, and it's very, very difficult to address it. And I think part of it is really having women empower themselves in saying no, but it's also changing norms and values within society. Gender-based violence is not okay whatsoever. Violence is not okay in whatever situation. See rocket science. See rocket science.
My name is Simon Tuinstra. I work in the Netherlands Ministry of Foreign Affairs in The Hague. And The Hague is very much known because in The Hague we do have the International Criminal Court. But in The Hague we also do have the government of the Netherlands, and I'm working in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And we do have a development cooperation program with Kenya. And main focus, one of the main items in that program is gender. The relationship between men and women, and especially women's rights and the gender rights, gender violence. So we now have a visit this last 3 days from some projects financed by the Netherlands government through an alliance, a partnership arrangement with Kenya organizations. And this morning we visited a kind of a clinic for sex workers, where sex workers can be tested, when they can get advice, can have health services. And we're now waiting to see a match between 2 sex worker organizations, if I'm informed on the proper way. The strange thing is that sex work is in the open. On the other hand, sex work is a criminal offense. So, well, that's a strange thing, because when it's in the open, when it's there, and it's also a criminal offense, well, that's a double signal. When you say it's an offense and the law says it's prohibited, how can you say, well, what's in the law that should be there, but the law is not what's happening in society. So what's happening in society is of course what should be the focus on. And what we see is a big difference between human rights and what the rights people can afford in Kenya, but also a difference between men and women. And well, that's something from culture, something from how we are organized in school, how we're organized in the family. But well, we need some more attention, especially for women. And well, of course, that's a conviction of the Netherlands, but we try to stimulate the Kenyans to go that way as well. And well, it's very good to be here, and the people are very friendly. And well, we enjoy being here. Unfortunately, there's a lot of rain, but yeah, that's good for the country, but not that much, as I understood. Thank you. C, rocket science.
My name is Ginny. I work for the Count Me In Alliance, and as part of that, we also indirectly work with Bar Hostess. We're here today because we want to learn a bit more about the work that Bar Hostess is doing and about what the sex worker rights movement is doing, and there's a lot of gender-based violence. When it comes to gender-based violence, we think it's a very, very important issue to be addressed, and it's a global issue, and it's an issue that's in Kenya, it's an issue that's also happening in my country. I'm from the Netherlands, but also globally. We see an increase in gender-based violence, and sex workers, they suffer a lot of gender-based violence. While they don't necessarily always have access to rights, they don't always have access to legal services, don't have access to justice, and we think that's really, really important, and that's why it's important for us to be working with organizations like Bar Hostess and with sex worker activists, and to be hearing from sex workers themselves what the issues are that they're facing. We're very happy to be here. We're happy to see that there's so much collaboration by the different sex worker organizations. That's a lot of solidarity and also competition in the form of a football match. So thank you, Bar Hostess, for having us here today. C, rocket science.
My name is Grace Kamau. I work for the African Sex Workers Alliance. We are here to mark the 16 days of activism as women and as female sex workers. It's very important to us because we see this as a platform where we can be able to voice out our issues of sex workers and in relations to violence. See rocket science.
Hi, my name is Felista Wambui Abdallah. I work with the Kenya Sex Workers Alliance as the national coordinator. Today we are here to mark the 16 days of activism because we want to end gender and any violence against sex workers, and we think it's very important because most of the time sex workers are facing violence and nobody is saying nothing about it. So today we are here to mark it and show people that sex workers are human, sex workers have rights, and we are showing people that it is not okay for sex workers to face violence, and that's the reason why we are here. And we are telling people we want sex work to be decriminalized. Yes.
Rocket science.
My name is Penina Mwangi. I'm the director of Bar Hostess Empowerment and Support Program. This is a big day for us. We are marking the 16 days of activism against gender violence. For a sex workers organization, it is a big deal. Sex workers face a lot of violence, and this is part of our protest and part of our saying that violence has to stop. So we've organized a tournament with 7 sex workers teams playing against each other, and throughout we are giving messages of violence, end the violence, sex work is work, sex workers are young women who should be protected. Yeah, it's a good day. You can see the crowd. We are very happy. Now see rocket science.